What's up, everyone? Today we will be going through episode 2 of our Let's Play of Echo. Very excited. Last we checked, we just ended the first day of our story. We just ended the Saturday, and we're going into the second day. And hopefully, uh, very curious to see what's going to happen. Peyton is about a distance away. To get there, you have to get on Route 93, which Flynn tells me isn't even called that anymore. That would make sense considering how it was impossible to find on my GPS. Anyway, to get to the city, you have to merge from the remnants of 93 onto I-40, which runs straight through the city of Peyton. Really funny story, I actually live in a town that has I-40. I live in a town in Texas. About 15 minutes from Peyton, we pull over at the rest stop, which sits at a higher elevation than Echo. If you're looking in the right direction, it gives you a great view of the town. I stand outside the old, run-down restroom, a paw over my eyes as I stare out over the desert. A distant, hazy view of a group of small buildings huddled together signals where the town is. From this vicarious distance, it looks small and harmless. Hard to imagine all of the things that happened there. Alright, how do I use this thing? I look over and see Leo fumbling with the camera, obviously worried that he was going to break it. I walk over and show him how to use it, checking the white balance and exposure myself. I wasn't too good with cameras, but the equipment manager at the university had given me a quick lesson on how to do things. Alright, so I want you to zoom out from Echo, slowly. While you do that, I'm going to walk in frame, okay? Yeah, okay. Leo hoists the camera up and looks through the viewfinder, ears perked up and smiling. Alright, signal me when you're ready. I adjust the clip on while Leo focuses the camera and raises his paw, signaling that I should start. I walk into the frame, keeping one paw in my pocket, the other to gesture. I hope I don't look too awkward. I always feel like I do. Echo first began as a settlement in 1852 after James Hendricks discovered gold in a quartz deposit. The town grew quickly in size, and once it began to serve as a junction along Prescott Railway, it reached a peak population of 6,500 in 1877. It was at this point in time that a peculiar phenomenon of mass hysteria took over. Many say the reason this occurred was due to the discovery of a body within the gold mine and the circumstances surrounding that discovery. Hold on. Okay, so yeah. That's the thing. The smoke room takes place in 1915. So that's what, 38 years? What now? Because yeah, that's okay. Okay. Cool. While not much is known about this event, what is known is that once it ended, a large portion of the population left Echo. Most of those who left settled in the nearby town of Peyton. However, the town still managed to prosper well enough until the 40s. That's when the government stepped in to shut down the mine as it became a federal law to divert all mining resources to the war effort. World War II. The town's population sharply declined shortly thereafter, and by the 1950s it had dwindled to approximately 2,000 people. Pretty fucking small. A shutdown of the Prescott Railway in the 60s, followed by the bypassing of Route 93 by I-40 in 1986, was the final nail in the coffin for the town. By the 90s, the population had dwindled to just 150. Jesus Christ. That's fucking ghost town level shit right there. My goal, however, is to investigate the first event which led to the town's decline and possible demise. What happened in that mine almost 150 years ago? I'm legitimately curious. I come to Echo to try and find out what information, if any, can be gleaned from the events of the past. I wait for a few seconds, then look at Leo. That good? Yeah. Don't know how to stop this though. Here. I walk over to take the heavy camera off Leo's paws. That was pretty good. You want to be a reporter? Maybe. I'd rather just write than be on camera though. Yo, Chase! Zoom tight. Whew, zoom tight. Leo and I look up towards the car, greeted by the sight of a bright white ram's ass hanging out the back window of Leo's van. Jesus fucking Christ. I didn't really react. I mean, despite being self-conscious about his weight, Carl was pretty shameless about stuff like this. I've probably seen his naked butt more often than I'd seen Leo's, and that was saying something. Damn, Chase. Got more tail than me. Make sure you get a shot of Hey! At that moment, Flynn, who was sitting next to Carl in the back, reaches around and yanks the ram's pants down so that they hang around his knees. Okay, Flynn. Even though Carl's pretty quick to pull them back up, we still get a pretty good view of his equally big white balls dangling between his legs. Leo snorts, and I can see Flynn laughing his ass off while Carl punches him in the shoulder. Unfortunately for TJ, who was sitting in the middle row of Jenna, he was looking back at the time and probably got a much better view than I did. Poor innocent TJ. Now he's facing forward, covering his face while Jenna sits next to him, reading a book, looking uninterested. Nearly 21, he's still doing that, huh? Yeah, it's a little more awkward without you three around, though. We head back to the car, and I grab the camera bag from the passenger seat to put the camera away. Hey, did you see my ass? Best way to start a conversation. Hey, did you see my ass? Ah, fuck it, eh? Carl, don't ever change. Saw more than that. Your thing's about the horrors of Echo, right? It'll be a perfect fit. Well, if you could even fit it in the camera. I stashed the camera bag in the footwell before hopping in. Southwest Adventures is an amusement park right in the middle of Peyton. It's decent enough that people come not just from Peyton, but from cities up to 100 miles away to vacation here. Because of this, it's usually crowded, and today is no exception. Family and their kids are everywhere. It's a generally nice day, sunny in the 80s, and being on a Sunday added to the crowd. I didn't mind though. The point of this is to hang out with my friends. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starving. Let's go get some funnel cakes. Jesus, Carl, we just got here. Hey, I didn't have any breakfast. You had breakfast, alright. A blunt with the side of the munchies. Fuck. It's no problem. You can can do that while I plan out what we're doing. Carl ambles off on his way to the funnel cake stand. I snagged one at the park. Snagged one of the park maps from the entrance. That I hand that to Leo. All right. So usually when my family comes here, we go clockwise to hit all the rides. Sounds like a plan. It's pretty crowded today, so we probably won't be able to do everything, but in this order, we'll at least be able to ride Event Horizon. You sure? The line is always so long for that ride. TJ's looking up towards the tall, spiraling electric red steel roller coaster. It's definitely the most recognizable landmark in the park. You can see it from almost anywhere in Peyton. Yep, fastest and tallest roller coaster in the West. I think it'll be worth it. Oh. TJ rubs his arms with one paw, the corner of his muzzle twitching a little bit. I'd forgotten about that. He used to have a pretty pronounced motor tic where the corner of his mouth would twitch up over and over again. It used to be a constant thing, but it stopped once we entered middle school. I guess it hadn't completely gone away. You alright, TJ? Let's get the big rides if you... Oh, hell. You're a fucking adult now. No, it's fine, I'm fine. Just haven't been on a roller coaster in a while. TJ snaps his head back towards us. He's all tensed up and the movement looks like a rubber band being snapped. I'm riding all the rides with you guys. TJ walks off, his paw shoves deep into his pockets. I feel bad for him. And I want to give him an out somehow, but that's when Carl comes back with his funnel cake. It's topped with ice cream, powdered sugar, and strawberries. Anyone want to share? Yeah, that looks really good. No? Alright, guess I'll just have to eat the whole thing. Fucking dick. Great, now we gotta wait for fat ass to finish eating. Carl pulls his face out of the cake. Even with his white fur, you can see the powdered sugar clinging to his chin. Carl pulls his face out of the cake. Even with his white fur, you can see the powdered sugar clinging to his chin. Nah, I can eat in the line. We're going on Event Horizon first. The wait will be an hour long at least. The line ends up being 2 hours long by the time we get to the actual ride. I'm dying to get into a pool of any kind. To put it bluntly, an otter needs water. Like that one. Part of the problem of living in Echo meant that we didn't have any kind of indoor pool system in our house, being as cheap as it was. We ended up having to get an outdoor swimming pool, which was a pain. Nervous, Chase? I've ridden it before, Leo. Oh, your tail's kind of down, so you're not nervous. Eh? Come on, Leo, let's ride the front. I don't know. Watch as Jenny pulls Leo towards the line for pulls towards the line for the front, which is twice as long as all the others. I opt for the middle, and just happens that TJ comes with me. Cuffs his ears have been poking straight up this entire time. Muzzle giving an occasional twitch, I lean over to him. You know there's an exit over there for people who change their mind. Bet you can slip out without anyone knowing. Like, not all of us are gonna be riding the same train. TJ stares straight ahead, clutching onto the railing. I can see his sharp claws unsheathed, pressing into the metal and chipping away at some of the red paint. Oh, I'm fine. You sure? Yep, perfectly fine. Well, we're in the middle, which is the best place to be if you don't like roller coasters. Uh-huh, yeah. I really wanted to be able to get TJ to skip the ride, but it seems he's pretty determined to do it for some reason. Finally, our train comes along, and I step in as two laughing and panting hyenas step out. Oh my god, that was the most intense. Holy shit, dude, I know. I never get scared on rides, but I almost fucking pissed myself. okay. I do a quick check of the seat to make sure there isn't any actual piss before sitting down. I look up and see TJ standing on the edge of the platform, his eyes wide, one foot stuck out to get on. TJ? Ah, shit. A bored-looking teenage fox comes by to check my lap bar, and I stick out my paw. Hey, wait, TJ, you getting on? Fox goes from looking bored to mildly annoyed. If you're getting on, you need to get on now. We can't hold up the entire ride for you, sir. The exit's that way, where other adventures await. People around us are starting to notice. Fortunately, Flynn, who was lined up with Carl towards the back, was paying very close attention, grinning like he knew this was going to happen. TJ, too scared? Guess you're a pussy after all. What a dick! Shut up, Flynn. Hey, TJ. When it gets real bad, just say to yourself, at least I'm not gonna die. Final Destination 3 says otherwise. Actually, a few people have. TJ! I yell up at him, and it seems to jar TJ out of his trance. He almost falls into the car as he stumbles into it, fumbling with the shoulder restraints before the fox sighs and leans down to do it for him. I can see the red on the inside of TJ's ears as he blushes, and I feel my own ears burn a little from secondhand embarrassment. Now that it's too late, I realize that we shouldn't have started with this ride. We should have started with something smaller to build up his confidence. I'm jolted back as the train moves forward. Oh gosh. TJ's paw lashes and latches onto my arm. Oh no, no, why am I doing this? I reach over to try and move his paw from my arm back to the handle of on his shoulder restraints. TJ, hold on to my arm. You're gonna. Jeez, quiet. My paw is staring at the link. I'm really not used to hearing TJ well. He's almost puffed out to twice his size. I'll just do some quiet right now. Our train begins its ascent up the first hill, and I can feel TJ's claws pricking through my fur into my skin. He starts mumbling quietly to himself, his eyes closed. TJ, are you right? He doesn't say anything, and soon we've reached the apex of the climb. I give up on trying to move his paw and sit back, a little nervous myself. I really hope TJ doesn't completely lose it. I rinsed the blood off my arm in a dirty theme park bathroom. It wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been, but TJ did start crying when we hit the first inversion. He had scratched the shit out of my forearm, grabbing it with both paws once we started the descent. Unfortunately, Flynn and Carl were still on the platform when we rolled back into the boarding station. Flynn looked ready to lay into TJ again, but when he saw the tears, he had the decency to hold back. I helped the shaking Lynx out of the car, and somehow we managed to stumble into the bathroom where he quickly hid in the stall. Should have forced him out the exit. He'd always had anxiety problems, though I think we all believed it was a childhood thing that he got over. I don't know if he still takes medication. Hey, TJ? Yeah. We should probably get back. They texted me that they're all waiting by the ride. Yeah, I'll be on in a second. The cheerfulness in his voice is forced. I ignore the weird looks I'm getting from other people in the bathroom and instead inspect my arm. Scratches are pretty superficial, so the bleeding is stopped. No one would notice under the thick fur, even if it's tender as hell. I hear the stall door open behind me, and very near I see TJ come out. He sees me looking over my arm, and his face crumples up again. Chase, I'm sorry. Is it bad? I really don't want him to start crying again. TJ cried a lot when he was a kid, almost every day, even at 19. Seems like he's still pretty susceptible. It's fine. It doesn't even hurt. That's good. We stand there awkwardly for a few seconds. Then I air out my shirt, which was starting to stick to my sweaty body. Listen, it's honestly getting way too hot for me to wait in lines all day. I think I'd rather just sit down and watch some shows or something. Oh, yeah? Yeah. You want to do that with me? TJ's ears come up a little, and he clutches his paws together, fidgeting. The fidgeting is subsiding for a bit. Yeah, Chase. I think that'll be fine. I can tell he's at least a little relieved. We both head out back towards the ride, and I spot the four of them waiting by the exit. I furrow my brow as I spot Carl crouched on the ground, and Jenna kneeling next to him, rubbing his back. Everything alright? Jenna looks up, a sympathetic smile on her face. Carl's not feeling too good. You want to sit on a bench or something? If I move, I'm good. That's what you get for stuffing your face right before the ride. You think they sell ginger pills here? Or ginger ale, at least? A joint would be nice. There are some vendors over there. I'll go check. I'm actually kind of glad everyone's preoccupied with Carl right now. Takes some of the heat off of TJ. Let's move you to a bench. It'll be better if you're sitting down. Slowly, Jenna and Leo lift Carl up. Now I can see from his face that he really is ill. To the average person, our little outing might already seem like a disaster, but this is perfectly typical for us. Nothing ever went according to plan. We sit Carl down on a bench and he bends over, his face in his hands as he moans softly. TJ comes back with a medium-sized cup in his paws. He sits next to Carl. No ginger ale, but they did have some lime soda. Carl takes it and sips a bit before sitting back and belching. Fuck it, I'm done, guys. What? What are you gonna do all day? Sit there? Actually, me and Chase are going to see some shows. You can come with us? Guys, what we're doing is to hang out with each other, remember? I'll leave him. Don't waste time. Flynn turns and walks off, his hands shoved in his pockets, hunched like a stone gargoyle. Definitely looked the part being a lizard. Damn, that was probably a bit speciesist. Well, we all have our phones. Text us, alright? Sure. Okay, cool. Jenna turns and follows Flynn, but Leo hesitates a moment. He looks at me before eventually turning to follow Flynn and Jenna. 5 minutes later, Carl's stomach settles to the point where he's able to get up and walk. At this point, I'm completely wiped out and I just want to sit down. I point out the first stage we see and they agree. I sigh gratefully when I sit down. I'm really tired as shit. I crack an eye open to see Carl giving me a sidelong glance. I don't sleep very well in motel beds. I actually woke up around 2. You were gone. Now TJ's looking at me too, and I feel like I'm clenched for a second. I tried to go for a walk down the street. I hoped it would help me get tired. Well, if that happens again, you can just walk over to my house. I'm up until like 3 every night. Wow, why? Carl shrugs, leaning back and sticking his hooves up against the chair in front of him, earning him a dirty glance from its occupier. Games mostly. Sometimes I read. Carl rubs his chin, opening his muzzle, closing it, and then opening it again. You know, it would be pretty cool if you guys spent the night one of these days. That house can be creepy as hell when you're the only one in it. You're alone? Yeah, parents are vacationing in regal paradise, having a bloody good time, they tell me. Carl tries to put on an accent, but doesn't do a very good job at it. Oh, do you want to go with him? Carl blows a raspberry, laughing. And not really. Mom told me right away that weed isn't legal there either. So I took that as them as not wanting me to, took that as them not wanting me to come along. So they did say that the chocolate there is real, whatever that means, and that they burned me some. Guess I'm not enough fat ass yet. Come on, Carl. But dude, I'm getting there. Soon all I'll have to do is stand in front of the mirror, block out my face, and jerk it to my noobs. I make a dumb snorting, croaking sound that I can feel TJ looking at two of us disapprovingly. Not the hardest thing to do when you're high. Wait, so you've actually done it? I reach out and grab his chest. From what I can tell, there's a pretty firm set of pecs there. Carl puts a mock horrified look on his face. Sexual assault. You touched my breasts. Oh, whatever, Carl. They're harder than mine. Oh, so now we're teenage girls in the locker room comparing racks. Hey, you're the one who brought up tits. You know what? I can see it. Yeah. You're the hot preppy one everyone likes. I'm the big fat chick you're all nice to, but called Big Thunder Mountain behind her back. And TJ hadn't been paying attention, distracted watching some dancers come on stage. He looks innocently at us. Huh? You're the cute, naive Christian chick that only takes it up the butt so as to stay a virgin. What? Let me feel your boobies, I want to compare. What in the world are you now? Smile a bit cocky. After a few seconds of tussling and Carl getting smacked in the nose by TJ, someone shushes us from behind and we're forced into silence. The show starts with a bunch of mice having a weird sort of hoedown. TJ's really into it and actually starts clapping along. I smile. TJ could definitely be cute sometimes. Carl just rubs his nose and leans back, watching with a smirk, as if the whole thing is a joke to him. At this point, my eyelids are feeling really heavy. At most, I've gotten maybe 4 hours of sleep last night. I think about leaning my head back, but the backs of the seats are pretty low, and I just end up with my head hanging over my back. Leaning forward would be impossible. I could lean on one of my friends. I don't think they'd mind. Carl. Carl is definitely a better choice. Bigger and probably softer. He'd make a nice pillow. Carl, I'm gonna use you as my bed, huh? I put my head on his shoulder and close my eyes, feeling soft, puffy, sleepless hoodie and his bulk under my cheek. Weirdly enough, it was pretty damn sturdy. I'd expected him to feel like a pillow puff. Damn, Chase, you that tired? Well, alright then. I feel a shit. Fucking arm across the back of the bench, giving me more support. Just makes me feel a little warm. I can feel TJ's eyes on us, but I ignore him, enjoying the position of intimacy. The sounds of the clapping and fiddles start to drift away as the lack of sleep takes its toll. I feel along the rough edges of rock and dirt. The only thing I can hear is the shower of debris I'm knocking to the ground. They are stale, and I have the vague feeling that I'm suffocating. I keep going. I'm gonna reach the end eventually. Just have to keep moving. I can tell that I'm going down deeper and deeper. The space around me is growing smaller and smaller, and soon I'm hunching so that my head doesn't scrape the ceiling. I can hear footsteps, not quite in synchrony with my own. They aren't aren't any kind of footsteps that I've heard before, though. I stop and listen. There's definitely the sound of feet, but not like they're walking. It's like they're stomping down on the ground, making as much noise as possible. This is accompanied by a slapping sound as if someone is smacking their paws on the ground as well. I imagine a canine toddler still insisting on walking on all fours while throwing a tantrum. It's heavier though, like an adult is doing it. That image makes the nape of my neck prickle, but I'm not scared. It's not long after I've stopped that the noise stops as well, just 10 feet behind me. I turn watching the darkness. I knew you'd come back. They always do. My voice sounds clogged and muted, like the rocky walls are just sucking up the sound instead of bouncing them down the tunnel. The stopping starts up again, loudly coming towards me at full speed. Now I can hear sobbing, sniffling, and a strange, good old grunting. It's just feet away. You're only moving in circles. It veers away as the words leave my mouth, coming back the way it came. I stand there a while, listening until I can't hear it anymore. I turn and continue on, feeling the walls again as I make my way over and over. The smell hits me as my paws hit it, slick and slippery, blood-coasted walls, my paws all like thick oil. It's warm and fresh, and now I know I'm getting close. A voice abruptly echoes down the tunnel. It's not far away at all. I knew you'd come back. They always do. I make my way closer and closer, and now fear pricks my heart. They always do. I hear muffled screams now, as if someone is yelling with their mouth closed. And my fur is standing up all over my body, but my feet won't stop. I keep going. I'm getting closer and closer. You're only moving in circles. I'm here. It's right here in front of me. And now I'm standing here, reaching out to it, reaching out to touch it. I can't stop. I can't stop. I jump, my head jerks up, and my eyes snap open, looking around wildly. It's like I just came up with being underwater too long. Shit. Whoa. TJ and Carl both jump shortly after I do, look back and forth. They stare wide-eyed back at me. It takes me a second to realize I'm still at Southwest Adventures, at the stage, watching shows. Jesus fuck, dude, are you alright? Carl. I lean forward and rub my face with my paws, trying to stop shaking. Fine, fine. It's just really bad here. I feel a small paw on my back as TJ rubs it. I'm not really sure. Just in a really dark place. Some things weren't there. That sounds pretty creepy. Kinds of things. The weird crawling thing, the screaming thing. Pull my head up towards the stage, which is empty right now. Doesn't matter. It was just a dream. And what happened to the show? You missed some, dude. I've seen like 3 shows. Yeah, they even had a segment with otters doing water tricks. We thought about waking you up for it, but you were in a really deep sleep. That's too bad. I always love seeing my people laughed at for the swimming clowns that we are. How long's it been? Checks his phone, which he already has out. But about 3 hours. Probably got some lunch now. Damn. I've been out for a while. I'm surprised I haven't at least woken up a few times, considering the uncomfortable position I've been in. Guess you feel better, Aaron? Yeah, I've been feeling better for the past 2 hours. Oh, I'm hungry. It's already 2 p.m. and I've composed myself for the most part, so I take out my phone to text Leo. We're kind of hungry. We should meet back up. He gets back to me pretty quick. Okay, mostly done with rides anyway. Meet at food court. We meet Flynn at a table in the food court where he's already bought some pizza. Carl immediately sits down and pries open the box, taking out a few slices. Of course, you guys have fun. It was alright. Watched a few shows about our state species history. Chase took a nap. Flynn eyes TJ, who doesn't say anything as he sits to take out his own slice of pizza, a bit more daintily than Carl had. Feeling better, TJ? Yeah, I'm fine. TJ nibbles on a slice of cheese pizza. Yeah, well, the pizza here is a hell of a lot scarier than any of the rides, so you're right with me, I am. Where's Leo and Jenna? Flynn rolls his eyes and nods towards a row of carnival games to the right of the court. Fighting. They've been playing those games for a fucking half hour already. Not surprised. Grab my own slice of pizza and a napkin and make my way over there. Keeping with the theme of the Old West, the carnival section of the park is decked out with fake saloons and brothels. I spot them pretty quick. Leo's holding a pink unicorn and Jenna's carrying a green dragon. They seem to be in pretty good spirits though. Leo's grin is a little tight. Looks like a pretty successful haul, you guys. Hey, Chase. Jenna's grinning, looking a little smug as well. You guys finished? We're eating now. Leo shifts the giant unicorn around. Yeah, we're pretty much done, I think. Damn, Leo. Must have won something pretty hard to get that. Yeah, that was me. I look over at the green dragon Jenna's holding. What about that? Yeah, I won this too. Oh, well, I'm sure you've won a couple. Actually, yeah, I've beaten them at every game. Yeah, well, you're visiting. I want your memories of this vacation to be good. Obviously, just getting to your head, though. Oh, please. Chase, you should have seen his face. Sour grapes the whole time. Oh, really? I would usually stay out of stuff like this. You know, always gets a little carried away when it came to competition, especially when I was around. But it was kind of funny seeing him act like this. Let's just go eat. Hey, wait, there's a high striker. Why don't we show Chase who's stronger, huh? Leo contemplates that for a second. He seems pretty confident about this one. He's literally almost twice the size of Jenna. I don't know if that's very fair to you, Jenna. I mean, let's that sit, and honestly, I have to agree. Jenna, though, gets a little foxy gleam in her eyes, and I knew she knew something we didn't. Afraid I'm gonna woo your ex? Wow, Jenna's going all out. My muzzle fleshes under the fur, but that only seems to decide things for Leo. Confident smile replaces the sheepish one from before. Oh yeah? Flexes your shoulders and sticks out the stuffed unicorn to me. I stuff the last of the crust in my mouth and reach out to take it. She does the same, and now I'm hugging two massive stuffed animals to my side, tripping in my cur. Alright, let's do this. Step right up, test your strength. $3, 3 tries. Ring the bell and win a prize. I'd like a try. We have a taker. Big strong wolf like you would have no problem at all. $3, please. Leo hands over, and the carny hands him Leo hands over the money, and the carny hands him a mallet. Leo points it at me with a grin. This one's for you, Chula. My heart skips a beat. He hasn't called me that in a while. But I just like to play along. Don't disappoint me. I really want that stuffed griffin. I point to the griffin at the carny's long shelf of toys. Sure thing. Leo spreads his legs and squares his shoulders before raising the hammer, bringing it down hard onto the rubber-looking pad. It's a pretty hard hit, but the chaser only raises up to the 40 mark. Almost, Sir Wolf. Try again. Leo's brow furrows, and now I'm not sure this was a good idea. He braces the mallet again and grunts as he brings it down even harder, causing the contraption to shake a little. The chaser shoots up to the 70 mark. Even better. This time, put your back into it. You can hear Leo growling a little as he raises the mallet the final time and brings it down with a snarl, all of the muscles in his arm standing out. Pretty sure I can feel the ground shake this time as the impact causes more than a few heads to turn. This time, the chaser only goes up to the 60 mark. Leo gapes at the game. So close. $3 more and we'll get you 3 more tries. Would you like to try again? Nope. My turn. Leo already has her money ready and hands it to the carny. Ho ho! Little battle between the sexes, huh? Well, step right up, my fair fox maiden. How will you fare against the big bad wolf? Leo reluctantly. Alright, beat 70. Don't worry, Chase. I'll get that griffin for you. Leo snorts loudly, folding his arm and looking pretty annoyed. Good luck, I was hoping that thing is... Before he can finish, Jenna raises the mallet into the air and puts it into a grateful swing. It's as if she was chopping wood as she brings it down hard into the rubber pad. It lands precisely and cleanly, in sharp contrast with Leo's swampy heads. I stare, Leo stares, the carny stares. Jenna simply raises her paws into the air. Yay! A few onlookers laugh and cheer. Oh my, the fair foxes won. Come over and pick your prize. Sorry, buddy. Doesn't seem to want to look at me. Good job, Jenna. Jenna bounds back at us. Carrying the big stuffed griffin. Give those ones to Leo so I can give you this. I hand off the stuffed toys to Leo, which crumbles a bit as he takes them. Damn thing's rigged. Jenna hands me the griffin. Thanks, Jenna, that was really... Looks over and pecks me on the cheek. I see Leo's eyes widen as she does it, his ears standing straight up. That was nothing. Leo stands there for a few more seconds, working his jaw. Awesome. He turns away and leaves, his arms still wrapped around the giant stuffed toys. Jenna starts laughing. Jenna. Oh hush, we'll get over it. It's just so damn fun to tease. I have to agree, but not when I'm being used to teasing. He's still really sensitive about the whole thing. Guys talked it over, didn't you? Anyway, aren't you gay? Take a deep breath. Let's go with no on 5. save. Okay. Oh, interesting. I sign with my paws with the paw. Well, I sign with my eyes with the paw, still a little tired. Hey, don't tell Leo that I work at the state fair every year. Wasn't planning on it. The rest of the day is pretty relaxing. We ride a few of the more mellow rides. Leo seemed to cheer up when I volunteered to sit next to him on the Ferris wheel. TJ even built up his courage to the point where he rode the swinging ship. Glenn and Carl rode the slingshot ride together, and with the video feed from the ground, it's the first time I've ever seen Flynn scared. Carl did end up barfing after that one. By about 6 p.m., everyone's tired enough that we agreed to head back. I'm still exhausted, so I sleep for the half hour it takes to get back to the motel. When we do get back, I notice how good the sun looks right now. With this eye, I remind myself that I'm here to actually get a project done, not just play around. So as everyone sits in the motel, I let them know I'm about to shoot some B-roll, gathering up my equipment and heading out into the heat. Dragging it outside, I set it up, sweating even under the evening light. Even this late in the day, the heat was pissing me off. For some reason, it's a lot cooler in Pueblo. My mind drifts back to the many days of summer under the blazing sun, temperature really dipping below 100. I'm amazed poor TJ never had a heat stroke. When I put my eye to the viewfinder, I'm a bit disappointed by how broken down the town looks even with the amazing backdrop. What a dump, I'll say. That's when I hear footsteps and talking behind me. I pause my recording and turn around. How's the filming? It's alright. Kinda ran out of sun, but it's okay. Echo looks like crap no matter what kind of light you shoot it in. Do you need us to keep quiet? Nah, I'm just shooting B-roll. I was about to come back in. Stay out here for a minute. Carl and Flynn are getting a little loud. Besides, I want to talk to you two. Wraps around, reaches out, hold me both flanking him. I feel my shoulder press into the warm bulky side and chest. He'd always been taller than me, my eyes barely come up to his chin, but now it seemed like he was almost twice as wide. He's definitely put on more muscle since I last saw him. While he was always pretty muscular, he'd been more on the lean side. Now his chest and biceps pulled his shirt tight. Felt nice that. There's something very sturdy wrapped in velvet. I suppose it was a mixture of adding of both muscle and fat. I'm at least happy to see he's gotten over his little defeat to Jenna. Look at us, the OG crew. Leo's strong voice vibrates from his body into mine. The effect is tranquilizing, and I feel myself relax. Together again. The only thing I miss about this town. Leo was referring to the fact that he, Jenna, and I were the original three in our group of 6 to become friends. Later we would add TJ, then Carl, and finally Flynn and Sydney. Leo had really been the one to unite us all. I remember when you first got here, everyone was afraid of you. I remember when I first got here, I found a bunch of gringos who wouldn't even talk to each other. We all went to the same schools and paid and had our different friends there. When Leo moved in, he thought it was strange that the kids and Echo didn't hang out together. As I entered middle school and high school, I cycled through a ton of different friends, but the ones in Echoes always stayed the same. Remember when we would always have sleepovers at Chase's place? Of course, I'd kick your ass at Claws of Fury all the time. I remember. I used to think you guys were only friends with me for my video games. Many times I've fallen asleep to the flickering of the old CRT television set, watching the outlines of Jenna and Leo twist side to side as they played. I would wake up hours later only to find them still playing. It was weird. Jenna and Leo got along really well, but there was a bit of a competitive streak between the two. Actually, it's one of the few things that gets Leo genuinely angry. I think he even broke one of my controllers once. How long has it been since we first met? Well, when did you move in? I think it was in 2000? So say 2015, subtract 2000? Does that leave you with Leo? Leo looks sideways at me and smirks. There's a flash of white canine as it appears from under his lip for a moment. You think of yourself a real hotshot now that you're in college, eh? I smirk back, though I know my canines aren't as impressive. Pretty much, yeah. Well, you'll always be those little brats to me. Leo's wagging tail swat me in the butt. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Speaking of which, are you two getting along over there? Leo's broad chest. Yeah, sort of. We haven't had many chances to hang out. Yeah, why not? Well, it's college. It's also a pretty large university. I don't even think we've ever seen each other in passing. Yeah, things are different, but Jenna, we should do something together soon, before we graduate. Definitely. Leo still looks a little disappointed that me and Jenna aren't keeping up at the university, but I don't know why. She had her friends, I had mine, and we did talk sometimes. Jenna nudges into Leo, causing us all to swear. Speaking of that, when are you going back to Mesa? Mesa is a community college in Payton. Leo went there for a few semesters before taking a break. And by break, I mean he quit. We'll see. I'll have to talk to my parents. It's just starting to get really busy. Why don't they hire more people? You know, you would have graduated by now. You would have had your master's by now. Besides, it's about committing to the family business, not the help he needs. Jenna rolls her eyes, blowing out some air, ruffling a tuft of fur on her head. Wolves and their families. Sure, try thinking and speaking for yourself sometime. If I hadn't done that, I'd still be stuck in that crank house. Jenna flicks her head vaguely in the direction where she used to live. Jenna's the only one aside from Carl who has family still living in Echo. I wonder if she's going to visit them, even though I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to that. See Leo tuck his arm around her shoulder, but she goes on without missing a beat. And you can start with our outer here. Huh? What? Jenna, I'm serious. Jenna puts her paw up in Leo's face, cutting him off. I'm not going to spend this entire week with you asking me when or how you should do it. Let's rip off the band-aid now. Chase? Shut up. There's a warning tone in Leo's voice as he pins back his ears and drops his arms from our shoulders. I already know what's happening. It's been a long time coming. I just step back and fold my arms, looking to his side. Chase, Leo has some things to say to you, and yes, it's about that. I'm going to head back in and make sure Carl doesn't light up